Welcome back to TmezTv. Down here at Duquoin, indoor. We had a good night last night. We picked off a dub, but we had a kind of a lucky, easy night, I feel like. We started up front in the feature and in the heat race. I really wasn't stuck in traffic, so you know, excited about the night, but no pressure. No pressure on your boy.
Hello again, race fans. Welcome once again inside the Southern Illinois Center here in Duquoin, Illinois. Round 2 of the 2024 season for the Xtreme Outlaw Midget Series presented by Toyota. As Peyton mentioned, TmezTv going to victory lane. Again, his 4th career win in this building and becoming the winningest midget driver here at the Southern Illinois Center.
Start us 4th in the heat race. I'm pretty sure the whole series is on passing points, so I'm gonna have got done with the heat race and we were pretty solid there. The track is definitely a lot different tonight. It's going away, and I kind of felt like it was going away in qualifying. And you know, a lot of times one of the toughest things for a driver is, like, you know, just keeping your head on straight and giving your guys good info. And it's tough here, you know, so that's how it's done. The name of the game in dirt racing is keep an eye on the racetrack. So they're changing the racetrack, but we still got a couple B mains. I got 3, because we have 45 midgets here, we got 3 B mains. So those are coming up next, so we'll get a good read on what's going on. The track has been around the bottom, but God, I hope it's not staying there, because if it's on the bottom, we're gonna struggle tonight. But we're 3rd in points, so that puts us in a good spot. We should make the invert, top 6. Yeah, so right where we need to be. Hey, don't forget to go like and subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and save everybody a little hassle, and we're gonna skip forward to us lapping the field with about 15 to go here.
pressure from Thomas Meserol. Meserol is there, side-by-side racing right in front of the leaders. 27 laps now complete, 13 laps to go. 12 this time by here in Duquoin. It's still Miller out in front. Meserol unable to capitalize on the lap traffic. Joe B now taking a look to the inside of Trevor Klein. Trying to put the 55 a lap down. Meserol is there. It's still McIntosh third rather. Avedisian and Tom, your top 5. Meserol on the rear bumper. He knows he is running out of time. Under 10 to go. 9 this time for Joe B. Miller. Meserol is there. Heavy lap traffic again in front of your leaders. Joe B. Miller coming out turn number 4. Still out front. Meserol sits second. Jane Avedisian feeling pressure from Zach Dahm. That is the battle for 4th. Meserol unable to do anything with the 51B. Now Jane and the 7U get together. Dahm falls back. Ryan Tibbs gets by. Tibbs takes over 4th. Ryan Tibbs into 4th, 5th, Jay 6th. As we go back up front, it is Joe B. Miller running low. Here goes T-Mez trying to go top shelf for the lead. Coming off turn 4. Laps winding down. 5 to go. Miller down low. Meserol up on top. Lap cars all over the racetrack. Meserol drives in deeper on the outside, side by side, as they cross the stripe. Miller hung up behind the 19 Emma Mitchell. Meserol around the top shelf and out trouble in front of the leaders. Both cars come to a stop. Holy!
Oh, shattered fucking
What
dreams!
did we just see?
Shattered fucking dreams!
Upside down, top 2, Joe B. Miller. Meserol come to a stop. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bottom left of your screen. Contact between Mitchell and Smith. Meserol nowhere to go. Joe B. Miller, I'm guessing, on the brakes hard to try and not get into Ethan Mitchell, and killed the engine and came to a stop. So 4 cars involved. What a crazy situation. Let's get it down to Peyton Williams, I believe, standing down with Thomas Meserol.
With T-Mez and Thomas, just nothing you could do there. A front row seat to what happened there in front of you, and obviously lap traffic came into the picture there as you were trying to get past Joe B. Miller to look for your 2nd consecutive victory. What did you see, and how did all of that unfold?
Well, I seen an opening for old T-Mez to make a pass on the leader, you know, so it was risky, you know. Those guys were racing hard, and they don't even know who's lapping them, you know. They got the move over flag, but nobody knows really what's going on. So just a racing deal, you know. Hats off to my guys, Tim Engler and John and Chuck and everybody for making this all possible for your boy T-Mez. It even goes farther back than that. Thanks to Dave Estep for, you know, everything he put in last year on this EA Stealth. I mean, they were running 1 and 2, and this thing is a ripper. And I think we got a really good hot rod, but it's tough to come from the back with like 5 to go. So we're just gonna park this thing and watch the show.
Right, and up until the point of that crash right in front of you this weekend, arguably you had put together a nearly flawless couple of races. How does that change the confidence and maybe even your attitude on the rest of the 24 schedule?
You know, it's always nice to come into the year and have some success, you know. We were really good at Chili Bowl, but we didn't quite make the show, you know. And so coming here, having some success, and you know, being a car that was, you know, capable of being on the podium again tonight, I'm super pumped. You know, I'm living my best life, getting a race, you know, all over the world now. And, you know, just can't thank all the fans and everybody back on Dirt Vision. You know, thank you so much for watching. We couldn't do it without you guys.